Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host, Bruce Outridge, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
Hey everybody, how are we doing today? Welcome to another edition of the Lead Pedal Podcast. This is episode number 1168, and today is Lead Pedal Q&A, and it's about passing your road test. That's right, the listeners got some questions saying, hey, what's going on here? Before we get to that, though, let me tell you about Bison Transport. That's right, Bison Transport, one of the safest fleets around. You can go to bisondriving.com to find out all the opportunities they've got. And did you know that they have a right to decide program, which makes it even safer for you to be on the roads, because they want to make sure that you are safe and doing what you want to do. So you can just, their right to decide policy gives every driver the ultimate protection, and you get to make the final decision whether it's safe to drive, and they actively encourage drivers to use this policy. They've also got a safe driving reward program. Bison Safe Driving Reward Program financially rewards drivers for achieving safe miles. Their top level drivers earn up to 15% more through this program, and rewards are paid quarterly and can be paid directly to Group RRSPs and more. So go check out bisondriving.com for all the opportunities. Get yourself started in a job today. 2024, what are you waiting for? They already got it set up for you. All right, so we've got a question for a listener. So let's talk about this. So this listener here says, currently working towards my CDL, which is in the States. Failed my road test portion of my exam and have some questions. So they've been in school for 3 weeks, not very long. Did the test with the examiner, passed the maneuvers portion with a perfect score, and did well in most of the pre-trip and passed. However, did not pass the over-the-road portion. So in the yard, they've got that stuff down pat. So the first question is typically of an examiner to act more like a drill sergeant trying to get into your head and make you doubt yourself. Is that what they do? Yes, that is part of their program, although they shouldn't be barking stuff at you, but it is their job to just kind of give you the straight goods and let you make the decisions and see if you can make the right decisions. He was there with two other classmates, and all of them failed for not following instructions. The first two, their English wasn't their first language, and was told after the first light, but before the third light, take a left. And due to how demoralized and nervous they were, they took the wrong turn. Okay, so that nerves are part of it. Okay, and then the second question is, how much actual road time do you typically get during a range time at these schools? Was on the road 5 to 6 times for an hour to a little under 2 hours each session. No. And then, of course, failed because immediately after a turn from an intersection, he told me to turn on a state highway on the ramp with very little signage, and the turn was visible due to a hill, but it was immediately after a double railroad crossing, and I was too busy trying to talk to myself through that process that I missed the immediate right after that one. So, okay, so he's saying his confidence is what killed him there. It didn't. It sounds like you don't have enough training. That's what it sounds like. 3 weeks is not a long time for in school, especially if you're a brand new driver, and having 5 to 6 hours behind the wheel is nothing. Not sure what we're at here, but you should be 20, 30 hours behind the wheel at some of these courses that are the 200-hour courses or whatever. You'll be doing night driving. This is why it's important to get into the right school, folks, because if you don't get into the right school, you are going to set yourself apart and not even get into the industry. So it is, they're not supposed to be drill sergeants, but it's not their job as examiners to be your friend. It's their job to give you instructions, make sure that they're clear, and so that you know exactly where you are supposed to turn and stuff and get ready for that. That should be something that's due. So I don't know if those weren't clear by after the first light or whatever. So, but how much actual road time? 5 to 6 times for an hour to a little under 2 hours each session. That's not a lot of road time. You don't have enough road time. I did all of his road time in a single axle day cab with a 40-foot trailer, but was forced to do a test on a sleeper in a 50. This is where it comes into a good school or a bad school. A good school would have had you trained on the vehicle that you're actually going to take. And if it's a mixture like that where you have two different types, they would have trained you on the larger one, the one with the sleeper, because that's going to be the harder one for you to do. So you need to really, it sounds like there's a school issue here. It sounds like they're very good on their yard because he did all of that. Needs more driving time. And then, of course, calming yourself down, learning how to calm yourself down so that you're not going across the railway crossing, like he said, or sounds like he landed in a bad school. That's what it sounded like. So, folks, please do not shortcut your training. Do not take the cheapest school. Do not take any of that stuff. Get yourself into a recognized school with a proper program. Look at people who have gone before you. Make sure that you're going to pass, all those kind of things. You get into a bad school and you are done. And I hate to say that, but you are really going to be done at that time. Here's a school that I would go to. Ontario Truck Driving School is in Ontario, Canada here anyway. Number of locations throughout Ontario. 9 locations. They've been around since 1978. They have bus, truck, heavy equipment, all kinds of different courses for you. And they can make sure that you are doing things properly because they want you. These schools don't stay in business by failing people. So they need to make sure that you pass your road test. So where can you learn more? Go to otds.com. Tell them we sent you. They've been around for a long time. Also, let me tell you about the Trucking Network. Once you got your license, do you know where to go get a job? Well, you know what? The Trucking Network is having their next job fair at Pearson Convention Center in Brampton, Ontario on March 2nd. That's right, March 2nd. So get there. It's free to attend. They're going to have tons of carriers in the room. You can walk around and talk to them, and it's all going to be focused on recruiting and retention. They're having a special seminar series as well. So make sure you get into that. You want to make sure that you're doing what you can and then connecting with the right carriers. Do not shortcut your training. Do not shortcut the carrier that you go work for. You want to make sure you do that. Oh, by the way, the Lead Pedal Q&A, we're just giving you information, general in nature. Please make sure you reach out to professionals. In this case, this person should reach back out to that school or to the examiner if possible and say, where did I go wrong? Hopefully the examiner took the time at the end to explain all the problems and why he marked it accordingly. And yes, you do have to calm your nerves because that is a hard part of doing these for sure. So anyway, thanks very much for the question. And this one came in from DonBoy30. So thanks very much. Really appreciate that. And thanks for listening, everybody. You can find us on our socials. Lead Pedal Q&A is, you can check out other Q&A questions on our categories on our website for sure. All right. We'll see you later. Follow us and bye for now.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com and be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook and Twitter.